So first off, playing with damage on hard, well, expert, on Monaco, isn't the brightest of ideas. So, lo and behold, I ended up crashing in qualifying and destroying my car, which was absolutely great. And then going into the actual race, I kept messing up because I kept damaging the front wing and then braking with like less downforce, essentially. It's pretty hard. And I kept going in the pits. I went in the pits about 3 times and I ended up rage quitting. I just rage quit. Now, I know we're jumping straight in Monaco and you might be a bit confused as to what's going on, but I have recorded about 5 of these beforehand. So now we're going to go to the Canadian Grand Prix, which is actually going to be race 7. So I recorded about the first 4 or 5 races in like a live com format, but I didn't really like it because the races go on, well, they're long. It's like 45-minute each race, plus qualifying, plus practice. And I thought the races were just really long, so I kind of thought, you know what, I kind of doing a little bit of a different format. So I kind of like just took some of the best parts, compile it together, and also talk over it. And I'm actually really excited for this because, as a lot of you guys know, I'm a huge car fan. I do like F1 as well. I haven't really watched it a massive amount this year, truth be told, but I'm a big F1 guy, and I decided to start my championship season off with Bottas. I kind of figured out that, well, I kind of thought about it, that a lot of people who are probably making like F1 content are maybe going to be using like Rosberg, Hamilton, Jensen Button. So I kind of didn't want to use the Ferrari or the Mercedes, so we opted to use Bottas as our starting driver. And up until this point, we hadn't done amazing. So I am playing on expert difficulty with damage on reduced, not damage on full, but I've got damage on reduced. I'm a 5th in the Drivers' Championship. We've got the 2 Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris, the 4 front runners at the top 4, and then we just got pole position as well, ahead of Lewis Hamilton. I mean, the Mercedes is so OP on this. The Mercedes are so OP. So we're going to go into the Canadian Grand Prix. I know this is race 7, but we could do an extra season or something as well. I didn't really want to start again and waste all that time. So this is on expert difficulty. I'm not the best racing driver in the world, so you know, cut me some slack. We've only won 1 race up until this point in the championship, and already Lewis Hamilton straight down the inside in corner 2, already taking the pole position. Now I've got both Ferraris all over the back of us, and you know, we're a bit all over the place, cutting some corners. But look, Hamilton, he's in the car that is just crazy fast. It is crazy fast. Like Rosberg, it always seems to be Hamilton winning the races and then Rosberg in second. Not the other way around, even though they're in the same vehicle. The Williams isn't actually a bad car, actually. It was actually pretty good. Massa, he's not doing amazing. So in the Constructors' Championship right now, it is the Mercedes first, the McLaren second, and then us, the Williams, chilling in 3rd position, but we're way ahead of 4th, which is the Infinity car as well. So our objective for this season was to get in the top 4 in the Drivers' Championship. Now we're about 20 points actually behind Vettel. So this is a replay of the start. We of course started on pole, Hamilton in 2nd and the 2 Ferraris in 3rd and 4th. And Rosberg is quite far behind. Hamilton taking over us pretty much straight away, and then we were trying to get that position back. The Ferraris all over the back of us again. So this is going to be on board this time with Vettel from the start. So you can see I'm the little white car and the Hamilton's on the right in the silver Mercedes. And then you've got Raikkonen coming in on the right as well. No idea where Felipe Massa is or Rosberg is at this point. Rosberg's usually the one that's challenging for 2nd or 3rd or 1st as well. So we decided to just cut then into lap 2. This is me and Hamilton trying to get the lead back, trying to go around the outside. Didn't quite work, trying to put it up the inside, and there's just no straight line speed in comparison. But then we obviously have a little bit of slipstream, so we try and put it up the inside. Obviously break a little bit late, but we actually managed to hold it, and then we take the lead back for now. We take the lead back for now, which is pretty cool. But of course we have had 2 DNFs as well. So we got a DNF in Monaco because I just completely rage quit and I was not having that. And we also crashed in the very race beforehand. I unfortunately can't remember which one it is, but Rosberg actually spun us out. We ended up hitting the barrier, and then we actually got a DNF. And we were running in second as well in that race, so we'd been right up there with Vettel and Raikkonen in the Drivers' Championship if it wasn't for Rosberg crashing us. Hamilton managed to get his place back. I couldn't figure out how to do 2 corners on this race. I couldn't figure out how to do the chicane right at the end of Sector 2, at the beginning of Sector 3. I couldn't figure that out. And the first corner, I couldn't really figure out either the best driving path to do it and the best driving route. And I kept losing a lot of time. But I gained so much time through the last chicane. I was literally gaining half a second through the last chicane. Not by cutting the corner, but by basically going over the what's it called? The ramp, not the ramp, but you know, the red and white things. I can't remember what they're called, but we gained half a second through the last sector alone just by doing that. But that final corner, I was just losing time after time after time because I couldn't get it right. I couldn't get the braking right, and really enjoying F1 so far. Not gonna lie, I really like it how the tires actually go off during the race. It is actually pretty sweet. So right here, we're already in second position still. We're only a couple of seconds behind Hamilton. Vettel's right behind us. We go around the chicane, and fan-freaking-tastic. Vettel ends up spinning us, and we ended up dropping to 5th from that, and we lost so much time. Oh my god, I don't know what he was playing at. He just gave us no room. So you can see here, we ran a little bit wide. He tried to put us on the inside, but we come back and boom, just spin out. He basically lost no time. Raikkonen lost no time, and we ended up dropping to 5th. So this is on board with Raikkonen's perspective. You can see it wasn't, I didn't cut him off or anything like that. He basically just caught my back tire. We went spinning off. And there was no damage to the Ferraris, and then we ended up just dropping a lot of time. The tyres started to go off a little bit, so we just started dropping time then to Massa. We were pretty much cemented in 5th position at this time. You know, Massa kept trying to put it up the inside here, but through last chicane, we brake a little bit later than everybody, and then we hit the barrier a little bit there. We ended up damaging the nose cone, which is just not nice. Massa gets it past us. Nasri, I'm going to call him Nasri, that's what I'm going to call him. Look at that, the final chicane, boom, time after time. That was basically, we were making up all our time from our mistakes in the final hairpin. And then we come in for our first pit stop. We come in, oh, look at that. We join right at the back of all of the traffic. Literally, we couldn't come out at a worse position, and we also pitted slightly early because our tires were going off a little bit. So now we have 21 laps on these tires. We did opt for a one-stop strategy, so we have 21 laps on this tire alone. And of course, this is fine for position. And we've got Alonso, Ericsson, I think it's Ricciardo, and everybody else just in the way. They're just all in the way, and it's just not a good time for us, because this is the time where we've got to put in some good sector times and some good laps before the rest and everybody else pits. And of course, we can try and jump some positions. So we actually managed to get Alonso finally, and then we were chasing Perez and Verstappen, and I think that's Grosjean in the near distance here. So we're trying to get past Perez now for 13th position. Obviously, everybody else has got a pit now, so we get past Perez. Next up is Verstappen, and in front of him is Grosjean. And again, we run super wide on that hairpin, just could not get it right at all. We got some yellow flags up ahead, and he's got a puncture. Ricciardo has got a puncture. He's slowed down, and that pretty much jumps up a place. He's got a long straight until he can actually manage to get to the pit stop, which is pretty unfortunate. Now everybody else pits, so we did some okay laps during that time, but because of course we were stuck in traffic, it wasn't anything amazing. So by the time all the pit stops happened, we actually were in 5th place, pretty cemented in 5th place as well. We weren't stuck in traffic, we weren't fighting for position. We've got Vettel ahead of us in 4th place, and with 17 laps to go, Vettel is actually 8 seconds ahead, which wasn't too bad. And at this moment in time, we have Hulkenberg behind us. He's a good 20-30 seconds behind us. So with 16 laps to go, nothing really to worry about at this moment of time. And you can see here we've got 9 laps to go. Nasri now has taken over Hulkenberg, and he is 30 seconds behind at this point, but he is also catching 3 seconds a lap. It got to a point where Nasri was catching 3 seconds a lap due to our tires. Because we pitted earlier, we had a lot of laps to do on these tires, and you know, we're starting to go off now. Even with 9 or 10 laps to go, you can see we dropped 1.5 seconds in the first sector alone from our fastest time. So we were dropping time, and we were dropping time fast to Nasri. Ended up catching 3 seconds a lap, so we weren't catching Vettel whatsoever. So here we are going into the second to last lap. He actually managed to catch up and go 4 seconds behind. 4 seconds behind with a lap or 2 to go, and you can see there he's catching 3 seconds a lap. Our tires are all over the place. They are so totally screwed. And coming into the final hairpin, there's just a straight and one little chicane left. He's all over the back of us. Literally, Hamilton has already won by this time. Hamilton has gone through. Raikkonen and Rosberg, they've got the second and third. Vettel's in fourth. He tries to put it up the inside, and he's going to make it stick. He's way ahead of us. We're going to have to brake late. We're going to go for it through the chicane. Tyres aren't really working, and we've hit the barrier. And a puncture. We've punctured it. We've punctured it on the final corner. And Nasri's going to end up taking the place. Thankfully, it is the last lap, and Hulkenberg's not close enough to get 6 off us. But on the final corner, we broke late, we went for it, and we ended up finishing in 6th. So this is some extra highlights from the race. Here is us battling with Massa, Nasri earlier on in the race. And look what Massa does. Look what he does. Oh, see you later, Massa. He pretty much, this is where he went. Because of this incident, Nasri ended up falling really far back. And here we are on board with the Red Bull as well. He's just driving along. Oh, hi, let's drive into him and let's spin out ourselves. I don't think he suffered too much from that, but maybe that's where he got his puncture from if that was Ricardo. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you all guys soon. Tell me if you like this. Peace out.